Enthuse about a specific topic, not realizing that most people listening will fail to understand it. That's a Geek Out. This is the show, the Geek Out Show.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Gil, and I'm here with a special guest tonight, Walter.
Thank you, Gil, for having me, man.
Walter the Mad.
Walter the Mad. That's right.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Just it's a nice day. It's a relaxing day. Got my chores and hanging out and you know, I was just about to open a beer and you know enjoy the company, man. So thanks again. Yeah. Oh, I've been relaxing and kicking back for a couple hours now. Just waiting to talk to you, man. Just so happy to have you have me on, man. This is cool. I love this stuff. So.
That's awesome, man. And you're our number 4th guest because like last week kind of counted as number 2 and number 3 together, even though there's a second stream with Stefan and Melissa. I don't know if you checked that out and got to see like their little reveal that they showed off, a little tease of what's to come. So yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I try to watch all this stuff in my downtime, or I'll be up real late at night, watch all the videos, and because I get lots of guys like yourself that'll send me videos and links and what's up, Eric? I watch all this stuff. Oh,
Jose, man. What's up?
Jose, what's up, Jose? So,
we got Dave, David, Eric, Jose. What's up, guys? What's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining, guys. My boy Dave. Eric Liebran, one of the nicest dudes on the planet. Dave's one of the nicest dudes. I love all these guys, man. I've been fortunate to hang out with everybody. So
that's awesome. And that's a big reason why I wanted to have you on. And so for anybody, if it's your first show, my name's Gil. I go by Black Hole Comics on Instagram. I'm also the head host of the Geek Out Show podcast. We just talk about a bunch of different geeky things, but since as of 3 weeks ago or so, we've been doing the Road to Legions Con. Every Sunday we do a live stream and we kind of like talk, not, I was going to say introduce, but we talk to, you know, just different members from the Cabal. We started off with Jeremy. And then the second stream was Steph and Melissa. Third stream is you. Then we got a couple other people in line, some toy photographers, some dio makers, a little bit of everything, you know?
That's awesome. I love watching Jeremy's videos and talking with him. I text him on the daily, and super fun to hang out and talk with, and exciting. So, and then I've watched your other videos, so I'm excited, man. So
Nick says, "Hey, Walter."
I know I got a little tiny print. So like, if you see me like jerking around, like I'm like looking or something like that, that's just me. That's just me trying to read all the fine print of the box.
What's good, Walter?
What's up, guys?
What up? Thank you guys for stopping by.
Yeah, I just posted in the Cabal. I'm like, hey guys, come join. Here's the link.
Damn. Yeah. Thank you for doing that because it completely slipped my mind. I'm just like do an update.
I'm always like that. I tell everybody, please, just repost your stuff. Talk about it. Talk about what you're doing. If you got a video, let me know. Re-promote it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Let me post it, making it as an announcement, because we have a specific group. It's dedicated. The fans love it. They love the Horsemen. They love seeing the videos.
Thank you.
We got tons of people watching this. You know, we're coming up on almost 3,800 people. So
damn, 3,800.
Yeah, man, it's gaining. Like, I mean, at times on certain days with the pre-orders and everything going on, there's times where like every week we get about 50 people that are trying to join the group. So, and that it blows my mind, man. Like it trips me out. So
I could believe it. I could definitely believe it, just because Man, like it took me a minute to get in there. I've been
Mm-hmm.
eyeing Mythic Legions for a little while. I've told the story. I feel like I tell it like every couple of weeks now at this point with the with having everybody on from the Cabal. But like I'm kicking myself in the ass for not getting in because I was like, I don't know it. They look cool. I don't know. And then I just had like Jade and Matt be like, bro, you're missing out. Bro, you're missing out. And
Yeah.
then Steph, same thing, telling me like I was missing out. I had a couple other guys tell me I was missing out. And then this was actually like my first guy ever that I got from an in-stock sale. And then Steph sent me the Dragul head to throw on here. And dude, I fell in love, and I was just like, oh my God, these guys are so fun. No wonder.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I've been missing out all these years.
Oh man. And Steph being one of those guys that's like a pusher. He's just like he's like check this out. Look at this. Oh, here's what I'm making. Have you seen this latest custom? This and this. Like I've hung out with
one of his maces right here. One of his
I got one of those. He was kind enough to send to me. The dude's talented, and he's the nicest guy. I've hung out with him a few times. I've flown out there, and he'll show up, and sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's like 2 hours, and just hung out with him and just talked to him, and he's just the nicest dude.
Well, like I'm going to Legions Con. This will be my first Legions Con that I'm going to.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
He made me have so much like FOMO and just like living vicariously through all you guys posting and stuff like that. And I was just like, it looks a lot of fun. And I was like, I'm totally missing out. So it'd be cool to like finally hang out with you guys. And like my co-host Jade, I've never met him before. Only interacted with them online, like same as probably most people in the Cabal and Facebook groups and IG groups. Like we never meet each other in person, right? And then things like this bring us all together. So it'll be the first time I meet him. Matt, I've had the pleasure of meeting him just because he lives about an hour away from me. So we make time to like, just chill and link up every once in a while. So it'll be cool to like finally meet like yourself, Jeremy, and Steph in person, everybody in person for the first time. It'll be really awesome.
For me, it's overwhelming at times because so many people
Detour Hammer, dope as hell.
Yeah, so many people they know me from the group and going on some of these videos and then going to the shows, and I'm hanging out with the Horsemen, and the Horsemen now want me there, because I'm so, it's like Jeremy Gerard being so easily recognizable, and the Horsemen and want me to come to the shows and do my thing, and because I'm just so excited to see people and have brought in the community together and just had so much interaction with everybody before people even see the videos or they see the figures and all that kind of stuff. It's sometimes it's almost crazy, like to have the interaction with the people and they know who I am and wait in line to come see. Like I'm blown away. Like
you're the Godfather, bro. You're the Godfather, like, and people gotta pay respects. They gotta kiss the ring.
Oh,
because I'm one of those people, bro. Like I've heard your name and I've known of you for the past couple of years. Yeah. Yet, like I've only interacted with you like this past year. Yeah. And like people know who you are, like way outside of the Cabal.
Oh,
and like before I was even part of it, like I said, I heard your name. I knew who you were, heard stories and this and that. Nothing but good stuff, but you're the Godfather in the community, brother.
Thank you, man. For sure. Thank you. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like at times, it's still like it humbles and embarrassing. It's overwhelming. It's exciting. I mean, I've gone to conventions on each side of the
Trevor.
Each side of the
shooter.
Oh, what's up, Trevor? I love that dude. I've gone to each side of the country, in the middle, visited people, and like I said, it blows me away at times where I've had like a 2.5, 3 hour line for people to come up and want to meet me.
Hey, Mom.
And is that your mom?
Yeah, she just.
Oh, dude, hi. That's awesome. Tell your mom I said hello. What's your mom's name? That's cool.
Hortensia.
Oh, dude, I can't pronounce that. Like, oh my
You can
God.
say OT.
OT, what's up, OT?
There
Dude,
you go.
thank you for showing up on the show. I like this dude over here. He's pointing this direction. That I like this dude over here. But yeah, it's I mean, it's humbling, like to see the fans line up. I mean, I've told my wife this, I've told my son, I've told my mom, and she laughs because she's like,
Can't see
oh,
it.
that she just thinks it's hilarious that it's like people. I've had people wait in line for 2.5 hours just to come wait and meet me and travel. And then I've had people come out from halfway across the country just to come out and want to talk to me and say hi, show me their customs. And it's dude, it is the coolest feeling ever. And I love every moment of it. So
No, it's definitely. I never get tired of saying this. The Mythic Legends community is like any other. It's drama free, no bullshit, super chill, super laid back.
Try, man. Yeah,
Fuck
we
you too.
try.
My wife flipping me off. As she walking down the hall, she's just like, "Fuck you," with the drink in her hand.
Oh, hey, tell her what's up. Tell her cheers from me.
Walter says cheers.
My wife's in the other room studying, and she's just like, "All right, whatever." I gotta go do this YouTube thing real quick. My son's watching video games, and she's just like, "Okay." He's just like rolls her eyes and just goes to study. She just loves. She's just like, whatever, have fun.
My wife does the same thing, man. She's like, all right, whatever. I already know. She's like, go do your thing that you had to do. But to go back to the community, man, just like I said, it's unlike any other, and that was honestly like a huge part of why I fell in love with Mythic Legions as well. Just I feel like the figures kind of like they stand for and represent the community of being together, having the fun, playing with their toys, being cool with each other, being a community. And, it's a love and passion that we all share together and could, find our common ground with one another and everything like that. It's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's definitely one of those like,
Chris, thank you.
Yeah. What's up, Chris? It was definitely one of those things that like I've told the same story over and over where I just wanted something to be like the brotherhood and like feel like a togetherness. Like there's so much out there that was always negative and always bad. And I was like, I'm going to be that guy that like changes like an online community that makes people feel comfortable as best as I can. I mean, I'm no saint and I'm not perfect by any means, but it's just one of those, like, I wanted people to join something and feel like, it's different, it's special. They can share what they have. They can share and post things and not get ridiculed by it. And let alone they can come on and just be themselves and not have to be worried about just, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Like, I told myself a long time ago, I was like, I want this to be one of those, like, we're having fun. It's toys, it's action figures. We're out here just, we want to share and have fun and show like what you're making, what I'm making. If it's dioramas, if it's painting, if it's sculpting, if it's just pop and swap, it's just, we're having fun and I want to share. And then you throw in the whole ability to come online and, now go to shows and events where there's multiple shows that go on where groups of 10, 20, I've seen like 50, 60 people get together in hotels, hang out and talk and hang out for hours. And we're all
definitely
talking about,
a vibe. It's definitely a vibe.
Yeah, it's I wanted it to be that kind of thing, and I'm just glad that it's become that. So,
well, that's what I'm saying. That's why so many people respect you and look up to you and everything like that. And that's why, like, I reference and call you the Godfather, man, because like,
thank you, man.
You're one of the pioneers in this community. And like I said, I heard about you years ago. And I just joined the CABAL within a little bit over a year ago, roughly. But I've been hearing about you for the past couple of years and stuff like that, that you're a cool guy. this and that. To go
Thanks,
to
man.
format, this is your first show with us. You're definitely going to come on more in the future, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
as part of you being here for the first time, we got to submit you to the geeky background check.
Yeah, man.
So basically, we're going to call out and question your background, your geek card, and see are you good enough to be here?
Dude,
Snap! He got several.
I got so much geek card in me, bro. Like I can show you all my geek cards all at once, you know. So
that's what's up. Just want to know, man. Like, where did it start for you? Like, was it like when you were a kid, teenager, recently? Where did it all start for you?
Like, to be honest, like I've always been the big kid, and I enjoy just collecting and having fun and all that kind of stuff. I collected back in the day and bought and had toys like anybody else in the 80s. I'm an 80s kid. But I was also one of those that like I kind of got that spark again right around the time like Instagram started to really take off. And my son was born, and I was a stay-at-home dad because like the difference of like working and staying at home and raising my son to where I could take care of him and everything else, while my wife, that's super awesome and has like, at the time had the better paying job and the benefits and everything. Like for me to stay at home and take care of my son and make sure he's being raised right, it was that kind of thing. And then Instagram was just really starting to take off. And my mom came by one day and brought me a lot of my stuff where, we all got that stuff in mom and dad's basement or attic or storage. and my son wasn't that old. And she's just like, she brought like these bins full of like He-Man and G.I. Joe and all that kind of stuff. And I collected He-Man. I collected, some G.I. Joe stuff. And then I also collected Battle Beasts, which was in like Transformers, but like the thing that really like triggered me was collecting, and I got back into like I like little small figures because I always liked taking them and putting them in my pocket, and then I pull them out. And if I was sitting around, if I was like sitting around too long, I'd put them out and I'd be like eating dinner and I'd put them out on my, just to have that action figure right in front of you while you're eating dinner. And I would be like, bro, he's like battling stuff, and this guy's killing him. And dude, I'm I'm crazy, bro. Like, so, but the thing is like, it kind of triggered my old school, like, feelings again. And it was right around the time my son was born, and I started like wanting to collect Battle Beasts again. So I sold a lot of my old stuff that I wasn't really into, and didn't have that nostalgic. So I got rid of my He-Mans. I got rid of my G.I. Joes and all that kind of stuff. And the only thing I kept was like my Battle Beasts. And then for a couple years, that's all I did. And I bought and sold and traded while my son was growing up. And I was known like on the internet for like being the Battle Beast guy. But the thing was, though, is there was no continuation of it. You only had so many figures. And once you collect them all, that's it.
That's it. Yep.
And everybody knew me for that kind of stuff for quite a while. And it was fun. I love it. I still have all of them. I still have a huge pile of them in a display. I mean, dude, I got like a Battle Beast tattoo. I mean, I love this. Yeah, I love those figures. And but I got to the point where I was just like, that's it, and nothing else. And then so it was just one of those kind of things. And then after that, like just randomly, I came across, looking online on Instagram, that's when I found the Mythic Legion stuff. So I started seeing photos of that stuff like popping up right in the first, I think it was like Late Gothtropolis and the Scarabus guys. And I was like,
yes.
I was like, those are cool, but like I wasn't into, like, ironically, I was super into like Battle Beast, but I wasn't into like a 6, 8, 10 inch figure that was like a bird. It makes no sense. like I love battle beasts that are like this big, but I didn't want like a bird figure.
Give them to me in like the 3 3/4 inch, 3-inch scale, type of thing.
Yeah, I was
not 6-inch, 7-inch, 8-inch. I feel that.
So it was just one of those random things. So I was always into like the muscles and.
Ooh, Simon, what's up? He says, I created a new battle beast with Glyos recently.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
That's cool.
I haven't seen that.
And see, I
have to check that out.
See, and I've got like some of the Glyos figures now. I love like the little pop and swap abilities on those figures. I've bought a bunch of those at the even God, it was like last year's PowerCon, this year's PowerCon. I bought one. I love the little, but I like the aliens of the Glyos. So I'm jumping ahead of myself. So
it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, but yeah, it started probably 8-9 years ago. Like I said, right when Instagram really started, kind of like I went on and off Facebook, but I wasn't in any of the real groups. And then the one group that I was in with Battle Beasts, I just didn't participate because it was all that like crazy, like this is this figure, this is how much it is, and if you said anything different, people would be like, "Oh man, f you," and this and that.
They'll crucify you, bro. You go against anybody, they want to crucify you.
Yeah, and
talk all kinds of shit.
Oh, dude, and I thought I was like pretty well known in the Battle Beast industry, but and like there was like me and like 2-3 other guys, and that was it. I was like selling bulk stuff, and
Mighty Maniacs and Glyos will be at Legion's Con this year. So much goodness. That's what Simon said.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing those guys and picking up some more. Like I forget, I'm not familiar with all the Glyos figures and the names, but I got probably like 2 or 3 sets of like the weird aliens that are like really, really crazy looking right now. And you can pop a swap and they got like the fangs and the hooks and wings. And dude, I love those things. I have them sitting on my desk. So.
Just to mess around with.
Yeah, they're like I sit here and it's almost like your fidget thing. Like I fidget with stuff and I'm always moving around. But with those little figures, like I said, it goes back to like being able to pick them up, have them in your hand, and then like putting them together and making new figures, and you set it. And then because our phones are like cameras and computers and photo albums, and so I'll sit there and I'll be like taking pictures of it.
Yep.
And then I'll text all my buddies. And for me nowadays, texting people is like 4,000 people. I mean, it's like I get I joke with my wife now because it's one of those things. I'll get 20, 30, 40, 50 people texting me a day. And I have to like, I've learned to like quick read and look at stuff, but I'll flash out like photos to people. Like I'll text Eric, or I'll text Dennis, or I'll text Nikki, or I'll text this person, and I'm like, oh, check out this, and they'll look, and then they'll send me like 50,000 different photos back, and I'm just like, dude, that's awesome,
right?
Yeah.
I feel you because snap, too heavy with the hammer. I feel you because I got a couple, figures on my office, for like when I'm kind of like bored and whatnot. And this hammer, legit, is like almost as heavy, if not heavier, than the figure itself. But there we go. He looks so badass with it.
Oh, dude, Steph made that thing. I have it with an ogre, and that's about the only thing that can like counterweight it. Because
that's what
thing,
I was gonna say. I definitely need the vampire ogre.
Dude, Steph
told this guy.
Steph made that thing as like a kitchen instrument. Like if you don't like it, you could sit there, you could take it, just beat the hell out of some meat.
You could tenderize your meat for sure, dude.
Like, dude,
these are no joke. Like real wood as a handles, and then these have like nice heft. This it's like over a pound for sure. This hammer.
Does yours have like the little counterweight at the end? Because
it's not like super heavy, but I guess like the little weight right here.
So I think he made like one of the first couple. I know he sent me one. And I swear, like mine has like a little counterweight to where it's like it's a good size, like almost marble or something at the end of it. To where the dude holds it. The dude is like holding it, and I always put it in an ogre because that otherwise like it'd be like, the dude.
And it's just like legit. You could hit somebody in the head with this and like mess them up.
it'd be the end of like you could joke about it and be like take a photo like if you jokingly took a photo of it and it wasn't balanced right to take down it'd maul like some figure that you were trying to take a figure of and you were like, oh my
sure.
God. Yeah, so dude,
for sure.
Yeah, he made those things legit, bro.
And then as far as comics, do you have a love for comics? If so, what was your first introduction to comics?
Oh,
if
dude,
not, no big deal. You could pass it.
no, I've been a comic book dork forever. I actually almost I think I'm trying to think like half my body like I'm tattooed and all the way up to my neck and everything. I've got like almost a shirt of a tattoo, and I've met comic book artists. The only one I regret not meeting in person was Stan Lee. But I have about 3/4 of my shirt is Ghost Rider. And,
oh shit, I love Ghost Rider. I love all of them.
Yeah, like my Ghost Rider tattoos are like I've got them tattooed across my back. I've met like the Ghost Rider artists. I have that was my obsession even as a kid coming out of high school and everything. Because I mean obviously like I've always been able to have a motorcycle and stuff like that, but you can't get any cooler than I don't care like Superman, whatever, he can move the planet. Spider-Man saves more people and he's got more movies than anybody. You know, Iron Man's got billions of dollars, but dude, Ghost Rider, he's a skull demon riding a Harley and he's beating people's ass with a chain. I mean, and he's just like, repent, you know, and he's just like beating the hell out of people with a chain. Like Ghost Rider has beaten everybody. He's beaten the Hulk. He's beaten dude.
That's what I was gonna say. Like people need to put respect on Ghost Rider's name because he's a heavy hitter. He's not.
He's legit. Person. He's beaten the devil. He's beaten like he can't go to heaven. He can't go to hell. He's beaten everybody.
Yeah.
And I love the Ghost Rider figure. I love the Johnny Blaze one. I love the Dan Ketch one. The newer one where he's driving like the Charger and everything. I'm kind of hesitant on it. I still collect it. I still read it. But he's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, but he's not my Ghost Rider where he's out on the motorcycle and you know and all that kind of stuff.
I actually I'm a bit of a fan of the Robbie Reyes. Just you know, he's Latin, mm-hmm. I'm Latin, so we got that. But then I love the Charger because my grandpa had like, I mean, he didn't have a Hell Charger obviously, but my grandpa had like an old school 71 Charger. So yeah. So it was souped up and nice until he hit a semi. So not so good.
Yeah, that'll
he wasn't paying attention and clipped it, and like it fucked up his whole entire front end. Man. Totaled it out.
I had one friend in high school that had a Charger, and ironically, this dude was like built like a tree, and he was 7'1".
Hey, Gardo, what's up?
And he was one of those dudes that was his car, and that was like to this day. One of the fastest cars I'd ever been in. He had a blacked out primered Charger, the big block in it, and it was a 68 Charger. And this dude, my buddy Andy, back in the day in high school, he would drive us around and drop us off at other friends' houses. And he'd be like, "All right, I'll see you guys later." And he'd just burn out, and it was just this crazy Charger and everything. But going back to it, like though, is like that was super cool. But man, the Dan Ketch and the Johnny Blaze version of it, I have all those comic books. I have them. I lucked out when I was walking into a comic book shop one day, and a guy was hard up for money, and I was in my 20s and everything, and he walked in and he had a stack of comic books, and he's like, "Hey, I need to sell these." And this store has like. The store guy owner didn't know what the guy was selling, and he literally sold like the Marvel Spotlight first appearance and the first 3 or 4 appearances and the first editions and everything to a store. And the guy was like, "I can't give you nothing for these. I don't know what they're worth." And I go, "Can I buy those? I'll give you $100 for that whole stack, bro." Like, and I lucked out. And but yeah, I own all the Ghost Rider comic books.
That's a
This-
nice come up, dude. For
Oh, dude.
$100, that's fucking awesome.
It wasn't just like, oh, you got the first one. I literally got like all the Marvel spotlights were the first 5 appearances.
Mhm.
Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze in the 70s, probably the 1 through 10. And then he had a bunch of other loose ones. And then also like some other random stuff. But like literally it was like a dozen, maybe more comic books. They're not like perfect, but
still to have those though. That's beautiful. That's awesome.
yeah, they're literally one of the, and I don't have them like sealed perfect or nothing, but they're literally just something in my collection. But yeah, I've had those forever. And then my other favorite is Hulk, because my son loves the Hulk. And then with all the movies and stuff going on, and I mean, my son's got a huge Hulk figure collection. But yeah,
Quick question: who's your favorite interpretation live action of Hulk?
I know the newest, the most recent guy that's in the Avenger. I'm horrible with names.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yes, I love that guy because, I just think like recently with all the new Avenger movies and everything, it's just you can see like the evolution of Hulk. It's like you started off as like almost like a big monkey ape primate, and he's just this ball of energy, and then now like it's gotten into like almost like the Professor Hulk. So
Yeah.
and and the same thing. I've collected Hulk for probably 20 years. I've been able to hold, and I've almost come a couple times real close to like almost buying like some of the old Hulks. But that was 20, 30 years ago, man. Like I'm old, bro. But
I gotta say, I agree with Edgardo though, for the Ed Norton movie. That was a great one. I really did like it.
oh yeah, I mean, I like all of them. I love the goofy one where everyone always makes fun of, where he looked like a just big stuffed animal action figure. But I thought that was dogs. Awesome. Yeah, and he was fighting like Hulk dogs, and
was
he's like he's in
cool.
the water just like swinging around at nothing, and you're like, what the hell am I watching? But dude, you got to remember, like, you know, those movies came out, like there was nothing out like that at the time. That was like the best they could do, and the Ed Norton one was awesome. And yeah, I like all that stuff. I'm so easily entertained. Like you can put stuff on. Like I was watching Morbius last night. I'm like,
Bill Bixby, the sad music as he's walking down the road, a drifter. I'm also old. Chris James. What's up, Chris?
Yeah. What's up, Chris?
Yeah, the famous music.
And it's like, to go back to, it's like when they did the Ghost Rider movie, dude, like,
oh dude, I'm still a fan of those movies.
Those movies were cool.
They're cheesy, they're campy, they're cool. Yes, they are.
Like even the second one was not even near what the first one was. But I was lucky enough, like that was the one year I went to like Comic-Con, and I got to see like the Ghost Rider motorcycle. And it was that big skull one. Dude, I got to like sit there and like poke at it. I was like just gonna sit on it and see if someone's gonna like kick me out, you know, like
sir,
I'm like, screw it. I'm gonna just be Ghost Rider for like 5 seconds, and then when security tries to tackle me, when security tackles me and throws me out of Comic-Con, I'll be like, hey, it was worth it, and be like, drag me out. And,
fuck yeah.
But that show, that one was awesome. And then when the second Ghost Rider came out, and then same thing, you see him on the what is it, the WB, where they've even introduced the where he's driving the Charger and the Robbie Reyes one.
Oh yeah, for the Robbie Reyes, the
dude, I've gone back.
There we go.
Yeah.
Because they had I can't remember. Did they say it was Johnny Blaze who originally ran into Robbie Reyes?
It's kind of confusing. I think it was they said it was Danny Ketch.
Okay, it was Ketch who ran into Robbie Reyes.
Like they followed the story fairly decent, and I've only watched like that 1 or 2 episodes, so it's
me too.
Because it was like the Ghost Rider, and then he pulls up in the Charger, and he's like, you know, I'm cool, and he's beating the hell out of people. But that's my thing, dude. I love that stuff.
Oh, for sure. We got comics, we got collectibles. Are you into anime and or animation?
The anime I watch, I was lucky enough. that like anime was starting to like really take off at the time, and I remember seeing Akira for the first time.
Oh, Akira, dude.
And dude, that was, and I have one of my best friends in the whole world, brought it into like seventh grade, and we're in art class, and my buddy back in the day, like I was just the guy that hung out with all the talented people. I could barely draw, like I could draw and I was decent. But my friends could draw like anime, anything you put in front of them. Like one of my friends, like just he could draw like Ninja Turtles, like like anything. Like it was right out of the comics.
It's in cover.
And then
cover.
yeah, that glow in the dark cover issue number 15. I've got like 60 of those.
Yeah.
I've got
awesome.
a box. I've got like a box of those. When I was in high school, I had those across my whole room. And my mom would come in and she's just like, this is evil as shit. Like, and like it would cover a whole wall.
Yeah.
The sun would brighten it up all day. And then when the lights would go out, it would dark. And there's nothing but skulls that are lit up, and it's just,
that's fucking dope.
And that's actually the issue number 15 that I have tattooed on my back. So,
oh shit, dope. That's awesome.
Yeah, it takes up my whole back. And then I've got Ghost Rider on both sides of it looking in. So
that's fucking wicked.
Yeah, like you don't need to have my shirt off or nothing. I'm not that good looking with my shirt off, but yeah, but what do you call it? It was one of those crazy things. Oh, you still hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. For a second, like my sound went out. I was like, oh
shit.
But yeah, what was I saying though? The anime stuff, I was lucky enough, like I said, I had a friend of mine, amazing artist, whatever. He brought in Akira on like VHS. Like, I don't know if people know what VHS is still.
I remember that. Back in the day when you used to have to press rewind.
Oh, dude,
play, pause.
You want to talk about bad. It wasn't like pushing buttons. We had a VHS where you had to press it down. And
I remember that. My grandpa
big levers, they had big levers.
Yep.
You'd be like click, and it would play, and you can hear this thing like engage, like it was a transmission.
Yeah. My grandpa had one of those when I was younger. Yes, I remember those.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Oh, see,
so I'm in that transitional age. Like I remember the stuff from like
you're right on the edge
and 80s into like now. So I remember some of that stuff.
I'm 46, so it's one of those things like. We had those things where literally you push a button, it would go click, and it would engage like you're shifting a gear, and it would just play. And then you could be like, the thing would like start winding up. But anyways, my buddy brought in, and the first anime that I love to this day, because I think it's up there with like watching Star Wars. Was watching what do you call it? I just lost my train of thought.
But Vampire Hunter D?
No, I saw Vampire Hunter D, but it was Akira. But watching Akira for the first time when it first came out on VHS, that was like seeing Star Wars for the first time.
So I got a confession.
Yeah.
I barely watched Akira for the first time ever last year. And I'm 32.
Yeah.
Like it was, I guess, like it came out like before. I don't know. It just came out like before I was introduced to anime, and it was like in that in between stage of like, because it's kind of not exactly ideal for kids. So like, my first introduction was like Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon and shit like that. So it's like that's more adult themed. So it's like. At least now when I watch it, I could definitely appreciate it. And I'm just like, dude, that shit is a work of art.
Oh, you got to think.
It still holds
it still holds up.
Oh my God, yeah. It definitely holds up.
It's definitely one of those like, you could go back and look at it to this day, and you got to think if you've seen this for the first time, excuse me, and 20 some years ago, and it's one of those things where it came on, and it was one of those crazy movies that like it changed things. Like it was before everything else, and I bet you if it came out nowadays, it would be like R-rated because there's dudes getting blown over.
For sure.
There's dudes getting blown away, their faces blown off, and you know the end scene where like he's mutating into the giant
Good
thing,
memories.
and
2 or 4 head VCR's
yeah,
first movie I saw on VHS was Godzilla versus Ghidorah. Damn, that's a great movie right there.
that's a good movie. Damn, man, I saw that in the damn theaters. I think, man, dude. But yeah, and then I've seen other anime. Like I've watched all the Vampire Hunter D. I didn't start watching like Dragon Ball Z till probably like the early 2000s because it was one of those like I just didn't get it, and then it took me several times to watch Dragon Ball Z before I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I think it was like I could watch like several seasons, like I could watch like 2 or 3 seasons of it, and how like Goku could like build up, and then he was like better than everybody, and then he was built like brought back down, and then you know when like Frieza, I think it was like the series where like Frieza started coming in and started really messing with everybody, and same thing like dudes were dying and stuff. I was like, damn, this like anime is like serious. I watched I used to watch like Ninja Scroll, a couple old classic ones. I call it like classics now because they're all like 20 some years old. So.
Right, they're the pioneers of the anime.
Yeah, but they were some of the best though, man. Like there was like nothing out there like it, and it was just like you couldn't do that with like actors. Like it was just like really good animation, and then dudes just getting just slaughtered, and guns and
absolutely
magic and stuff happening, and you're just like demons and this and that. And you're just like, holy crap, what the hell's going on?
Chris says Berserk is pretty awesome. It is.
I watched that. Yeah,
awesome.
I just recently, probably in the last, I think like 3 years, I started watching that series. I watched it all, and oh man, I'm forgetting the main bad guy's name from Berserk. The big.
The dude that changes into like the chimera thing.
Yeah,
that I don't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about because that fight is fucking badass. Between him and the dude with the long white hair, I forget what. And they team up together to take him on.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's like when I saw that character, and I was just like, dude, this guy's a monster. Like,
yeah.
Even when like one of the first times he came out, and he was just like this menacing looking dude, and just like, I was like, that guy's cool.
Zod, there we go.
Yes, Zod. Thank you guys.
Of course, we should fucking know because like one of Superman's greatest villains, right there.
Yeah, yes. I like I said, I'm terrible with names, so I forget. So
I feel you.
but Zod was like that whole series. I just there was like 1 or 2 fight scenes where he came out and he just slaughtered. He just slaughtered and ripped people apart for like no reason. And I love that about the anime where it's so over exaggerated, you know.
Braku Prime, Cabal Above All.
Thank you.
What's up? Oh yeah, we make the joke that like every time we say that, we got to send you a check for $1.
I need
send you a check at the end of the show. Be like tallied up. Okay.
If it's $1, that's cool. I'll put it back into a big slush fund or something. But even if it was 10 cents, it was like 10 cents a saying. I'd take it and just put it in my big piggy bank in the back and pay for all my trips or something when I'm doing this stuff.
Dude, when you're at the shows, you should carry around like a thing, like a little jar or a piggy bank. If you hear anybody, be like, all right, cash in.
No, I'm fortunate, and I tell people straight up, like I'm fortunate. I'm at the point now where the horsemen have me come, and they pay for me to come out. So
that's awesome.
And it's just recent. Like it's not like I've been doing it for years or anything. I've been always for the last several years. I would do it on my own, and it was like my getaway. You know, like I'd tell my wife, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go to this convention, and that's why I like I've been crazy, and people would tell me, they're like, man, you fly in, like I fly out at like midnight on Friday,
get in on like Saturday, like 8 a.m., go right to the show, hang out for the whole day, and then go home and like Sunday, get home at like midnight and then go to work. And there's been a few times like just recently in March where like I had like almost no days off. And
I seen that you also had like a delay and shit too, right?
oh yeah, that was
I seen that.
PowerCon recently, yeah.
That
PowerCon I had like a 2 hour 2 or 3 hour delay in Texas.
What up, bro?
Who's that?
Carver Customs.
Oh, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I had like a 2 to 3 hour delay in Texas and recently for PowerCon. And I sat there and I'm sitting there and then like because of Facebook and Facebook Live and Instagram, everybody's like posting stuff and I'm like, oh my God, dude, I'm missing out. Like I should be there. And people are and then it goes to it also like I was on the phone with people in line that were at the show before PowerCon. Like, I mean, we're talking some of these guys had been there since like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
And they're calling me. They're like, dude, where are you? Where are you? And I'm like, I'm in Texas, just sitting here. Like I've got a delay. I'm like, I don't even know what to
I'm
do.
trying to get there. I don't know.
I am trying to get there. And like because of the weather and everything else, it was just like I was sitting there. But yeah, there's plenty of times now, you get the weather delays and just the travel. But I spend as much time right before I can leave and, hang out, try to have dinner with everybody. And then I go, okay. And then I'll leave at like 9 o'clock at night to get to the airport and then fly out at midnight and then travel across the country. And then like the worst I've been is how I got one of my nicknames, is Walter the Mad because everyone thought I was crazy. I'd been up for almost 3 days straight.
How many?
Almost 3 days straight.
Holy shit.
Because of the time of travel and flying and then going to the event and then hanging out with friends. And then like I couldn't like relax enough because of the event being over in New Jersey and everybody is so excited to do stuff that I just couldn't settle down. And then going to like the next day and then spending that whole day at the studio for one of the first times ever and then hanging out with all the guys and everything. And then finally after the event, go home and I'm just like,
I'm sure.
Yeah, it was crazy, but
the most I've ever done straight is 38 hours. And that was like the first time I went to Comic-Con just because like I woke up like at 5 o'clock in the morning, did work, came home, packed, got ready. We left like in the middle of the night. Then we shot from where I'm at in the Bay Area down to San Diego. We went all throughout the night. Didn't even like stop anywhere or anything like that. We just straight up went. Then we hit downtown Disney. Yeah. Downtown Disney. And then we stopped in LA. Downtown Disney. Then from there went to San Diego. Got something to eat. And then we got to the Airbnb. Then I was like, oh, I'm just going to like rest. And then like, dude, I fucking passed out. Yeah. And like, I woke up like 10 hours later. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what time is it? What's going on? What the hell? Like, I had no idea what the fuck was going on, dude. Like, I was like, holy shit. But like, I know what you mean. Like, you're so pumped. There's adrenaline. You're so excited, you're interacting with everybody, you're having fun, you're doing this, you're doing that, and it's just a lot to take in and you can't rest. And when you eventually do, you just crash.
And it's a little like I did that for the same thing in the first time I ever went to Comic-Con was like that. I just walked all day and walked all night. And then
insomniac.
Yeah, and then same thing, like I went to a PowerCon with I randomly met and hung out with Eric and that kind of stuff. And I go, dude, I said, I booked a hotel. It was completely at the wrong place. And he's like, dude, just come with me and you stay with me. And I'm like, oh my God, I'll pay, thank you so much. And, but I'd go, look, man, I said, I go out. I said, I hang out with people. Like I have my beer here and there. I said, but we were out till like midnight, and Eric had gone back to the hotel. He was out. I'm like trying to sneak into the room like a kid. And he's just like, bro, he's like, I get it. And then ironically, I think like he woke up and I was hanging out with Eric and his son and at PowerCon when it was still in Anaheim. And I think we stayed up till like 2, 3 in the morning, just BSing about all the toys and stuff that we seen today and the guys and this and that. And he's like, bro, I got this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, we were like kids. But it happens so differently for me now that you try to like just make it like a steady flow where you're just like, okay, I'm going to show up late. I'm going to leave late, but I'm going to get there and then like everybody's going to want to see me. So it's a little different than it used to be of just going to a convention and hanging out. Now it's like, people are swarming me and then waiting for me or waiting to hang out or give me things or talk to me and ask me and people meeting me for the first time. It's humbling and it's exciting. And then there's so many people, like one of the last times I went to a show, some people that had never met me before, and they're just like, they just were excited to be in the car with me and just hanging out. And they wouldn't even like really hang out and talk to me, but I'm sitting there just rambling on like I do. And they know I'm all like whacked out from lack of sleep and I'm drinking a Red Bull just to stay awake before. And I'm like, and then at the same time, I'm like, hey, like, dude, come with me. We're going to go to the studio. And they're just like, oh my God,
like,
really? Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, screw it. Let's all go to the studio. And they're just like, oh my God, like, really? I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. You're my guest. Come with me, so.
I'm sure like part of it is like, it's surreal, man. Like it's surreal because, again, like the interaction in the cabal, this and that, you're seen as like one of the pioneers and people look up to you and, it's the influencer thing. It's the celebrity thing. That's the status that you have, and, dude, that's crazy. Because to be honest, like when I started like talking to you and interacting with you and Jeremy and stuff like that, even like Steph and Melissa, like I see these talented people, I see these cool people, I see these people that hold so much weight in these groups and this and that, and then like when they just take the time to like come on the show, talk to me, and bullshit with me, and it's like part of me is like, oh yeah, they are just a regular person, but it's still like, holy shit, I'm talking and bullshitting and have Walter on. Holy shit, I'm bullshitting and I have Jeremy on. Oh my God, like me and Steph, we talk, pretty often, like on an everyday basis type of thing. Yeah. And it's just like, it's just a trip and you're kind of like in that awe and starstruck and stuff like that, It's surreal.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I'm sure that's probably how you felt originally, like with the Four Horsemen, right?
Kinda
like
dude.
The same way. So now people are that way towards you.
my favorite story is how I met the Horsemen. I mean, I've met them at the first time I went to Comic-Con, and what's Eric saying there?
Geeking out like regular nerds, then walking out with him onto a con floor, and then you realize you're hanging with Brad Pitt. LOLs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically that's what it is. It's got to be trippy.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's like, cause like Eric, I love Eric, bro. Like I've been fortunate. Like Eric would like last year, he flew in, and I'm like, hey, we're coming to get you. Like my buddy, Greg, everybody knows now. It's just like, hey, Eric, we're coming to get you at the airport. Like, don't call Uber or nothing. We're coming to get you. Like, we had just all flown in. Eric was coming in a little bit later than us. I'm like, don't do nothing. We'll be there in like, when you land, we'll be there in like 15, 20 minutes. And sure enough, we got there. We're hanging out. It's just like seeing your family, bro. And it's just like I've been able to hang out with Eric several times and and have them pick them up at the airport. We're driving back. We're just talking it up and being dorks and having a great old time. And just, it's the best feeling ever. But it's like the first time, same thing is like the first time I ever met the Horsemen. I was excited, but then they recognized me
shit.
at the PowerCon, and I was like blown away. Like they're like,
Like,
"Whoa,
what?
yeah!" They're and like they knew me, and I came up, and I'm in line like everybody else,
Yeah.
and coming to buy like the show figures, and they're just like, "You're Walter," and I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like, yeah, I'm like, "Hey, nice to meet you," and like I'm a big fan, and they're like, "No, come here, we got to talk to you," and I'm
And
like,
you're like,
I'm like.
oh shit.
I'm like, oh, okay. And this is like when, I mean, like the first year that the Cabal was starting up and everything. And but they literally brought me behind the table, hanging out. They're like, stand here, hang out for a minute. We're gonna finish selling these figures out, this and that, and then we need to talk to you about stuff and this and that. And I'm just like standing there, like,
What? Like, what in the fuck is going on?
I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm standing there and I'm sitting there hanging out, and Nate Barch is standing next to me too. So I'm like, dude, I'm like fanboying out, like trying not to like fall over. And then the whole time too, like same crazy story was like, I had driven down to Anaheim overnight and got there at like 3, 4 in the morning. I was like the fourth person in line. And this was like a couple years ago, to where like there was like 15,000 people in line. Like it was insane. And I'm sitting there in line waiting to get in, and I get in and I wait in line, and they're telling me, they're like, "No, come here. You come behind the table. We got to talk to you. We want you to hang out." We and Jim and Eric and CB were excited to meet me and talking to me, and they're asking me like, "So when did you get here?" But they're talking to me about like normal stuff and people stuff and hanging out.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then before all that, they're selling the figures, and I'm just like, I got pulled out of line, and they recognized me. And then other people in line were there for the same stuff, but they also recognized me, and they were walking up, and people are like buying the figures, and they're like, "Hey, Walt, what are you doing back there?" And I'm like, "I have no idea. Like, I don't know." And the guys are recognizing people coming through the line. And it was like the first time somebody ever had asked me for my autograph. And I was just like, dude,
oh shit.
like it's one of those moments where you kind of like you like your perspective has changed to where people in line are like recognizing you, and they're buying stuff from somebody else. And they're looking at me going, "Do you know these guys?" I'm like, I know most of these guys because they're in my Facebook group, and they're like, "Wow, that's cool." Well, and then I'm standing next to Nate Barch, and same thing. He's talking to me, and just he's the nicest dude in the world. He's the nicest guy. He'll give you whatever, help you out, this and that, and he's just sitting there talking to me, and I'm just excited. Like I bought one of his He-Man Castle Grayskull posters, and he signed it to me and everything. And he's like, "No, here, you take it." I'm like, "No, Nate, like I gotta pay for this. Like this is awesome, And
What's up, Anthony?
what's up, Anthony? There's another great person. But Nate's like trying to give me his posters and stuff. I'm like, "Dude, no." Like he's like, "No, take some of these," and he gives me like a stack of posters in a tube.
Oh
He's
shit.
like, yeah, like one of everything. He's like, "Here, use this for like a giveaway on your Facebook group." And I'm just like, "Dude, I'll hell yeah." I'm like, I'll
That's awesome.
give these away. I'm like, "But I need you to autograph all of these." He's like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then there's a photo on us on like one of the of all things, like the PowerCon people were coming by and taking photos of everybody, and they took a picture of like the Four Horsemen booth, and the guys were like over on this side, and there's Nate and myself. And at one point we were joking and laughing our asses off, and there's taking pictures of us at the Four Horsemen booth, and it's part of like their promos in the videos and everything. And I'm just like, dude, this is ridiculous. This is hilarious. Like I got pulled out of line because they wanted to talk to me. They ended up talking to me, and that's how like unofficially, officially at that point they were like, we need you to do our social media and what you're doing in the group and what your Facebook page is and what your Instagram page is. We don't know how to do this because it's new to us. This was like 5 years ago, and they're
Yeah.
like, we don't know how to do this, but we want you to do this. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And they're like, no, we want you to do this. Like, we're serious. And I'm like, yeah, man, I love doing this. Like, I'll do it. And I was like, I just don't give them. I'm like, I'll just do this because I want to do this. And they're like, we got to give you something, and we'd love to pay you. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm like, just if I show up, let me have fun and hang out with you guys. And I'm like, I ended up hanging out with them for like the whole trip at PowerCon that first time, and ever since then, like, they're
That's fucking crazy, dude.
yeah, they're ever since then it's been 5 years or so now, and I could call any one of them, and like I text with Jim and BS with him. I'm like, hey man, did your daughter do good in soccer today? And and CB's like at home, like he'll be up in the middle of the night. I'm like sending him stupid photos like I do, and so it's crazy now to think about it. So
It's just like really crazy. It's just we grow up collecting these figures from these people, idolizing them, and this and that, and then when we could have a normal conversation with them as so just because we have them on a pedestal, and then like when we get to actually like see like, oh, they're human just like us, it's just mind blowing. And sometimes you're at a loss for words because you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah, and I think that's always been the best thing about like the whole community thing is no one's ever been, like, oh, don't talk to me, don't bother me, whatever. This dude, and I think just about any time somebody's come up and introduced themselves, like I'm blown away, and I'm just like, oh, dude, oh my God, I know who you are. And they're just like, really? And I'm like, no, I know who you are, and this is cool. And this, I'd be like, oh, I've met you, and, I've seen you online. I just talked to you. And I'm like, thanks for coming out. And they're like, dude, I drove out from Texas to meet you. And I'm just like, holy crap. Like, let me give you a shirt, and
yeah, actually talking about that, I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to. Do you sell your shirts, like the Cabal shirts?
Yeah, we have.
I'm gonna have to get one over
I work.
Agents Con.
Yeah, oh, dude, don't worry about it. I'll get you a shirt, brother. We, what do you call it? Lost my train of thought again.
Oh, my bad.
I'm easily distracted. So I work with Len LaGuardia at Wolf King Customs. He owns a print shop, like everybody knows that. Wolf King Customs, and his other thing is he prints shirts and sweaters and things like that as his like his main job. Years ago, I was told by Jeremy, and I'm like, dude, like people want a shirt, and they're like, they like the logo that Nate designed and everything, and I was like, yeah, I'd love to make a shirt. That'd be cool. Like I want to wear my own stuff. Like I just think that's just cool, Like I want stickers to hand out to people. Like just here, like I want stickers and walk around, and I'd always love that stuff. And then, what do you call it? Len, Jeremy had told me that Len owned a print shop and everything. And now I know several people that do, but now it's one of those things like Len was like, yeah, I can make those and we'll do this and do that. I go, look, I said, I don't want no cheap ass shirts. I want a shirt that like I can wear, that I'm happy wearing. Like I won't wear just whatever. Like even when I buy like shirts when I'm out on the road or visiting family or something, like I don't like buying those like cheesy shirt. Yeah.
Like I did a Cabal shirt.
Yeah, that was one of the cool ones that we made too. But there was like, I'm like, I want these shirts to be made, and I want like something fun to where they're going to be, people are going to wear it, and they're going to be excited to wear it, and it's original, it's something fun, and they're comfortable. So sure enough, like Lynn prints them out, and we've gotten to the point now where he'll print out like, I think like I forget how many he made for like the PowerCon 2021, 2022, but he probably printed out like 100 or more shirts, and I think I gave them all away in like 30 minutes. It was crazy. And but the shirts are cool. They're comfortable. They you know, they're simple. They have the logo. My wife even wears, you know, I've got like a couple like the girl female cut ones, and they're in like pink and stuff like that.
30-inch pythons.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been awesome. Like I'm helping a guy out finding like a bigger, like the dude's a big guy and tall. So I'm like, okay, cool. We'll find you a shirt. He's just like, oh, okay. Well, what do I owe you? I go, don't worry about it. We're going to find you a shirt, and I'll send you a shirt. And, you know, it's on me because, you know, he buys and stuff from Wolf King. So it's kind of that like offshoot to where it's one of those things working out with Len that he sells them and it pays for other ones to help give away. Yeah. And that was kind of our deal with it, to where it's like, I don't make any money off of this stuff. I'm just trying to like brand the stuff out to where it pays for itself. If we can make the shirts and it pays for itself, to where it helps his business out and it pays for stuff that he's doing and keeping him employed, and it makes me happy that way. And then the shirts that are being sold help pay for the shirts that I can then give away at like Legion's Con and PowerCon and ZoloCon and stuff like that, and the stickers. So
Jade, you're gonna have shirts at Legion's Con. Yes. $30 for you, Jade. $30 for you.
Oh yeah. No.
That's my co-host.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then same thing like Legion's Con last year, dude, we gave away, oh my God, hundreds of shirts. I mean, I think the official count was like there was probably 200-300 people that showed up, but I'm pretty sure we gave away like 150-200 shirts. And
so most of the people, so at least most of the people got a shirt.
And
that's awesome.
And it's a lot of it too, like we had people that would come in that were just more than ecstatic to get a shirt, and then there was other people that were there for the first time. Could have been like yourself, for the first time you go to Legion's Con and you're just so overwhelmed that I'm like, hey man, take a shirt, and they're just like,
that's fucking awesome. Yeah,
they're just like, okay. And then it says, you know, it's like a shirt like this, and they're just like, oh, it's got this giant demon skull on it and everything else, and they're just like, thanks. And I'm like handing stickers out and this and that, like, because I just want people to, you know, to be able to do that, because it's one thing like what like Motu Joe does. It's awesome. He has like the official license for the Mythic Legions. He could sell like his shirts, but he's not making. I mean, he won't make any money giving that stuff away, and it won't pay for the licensing. So me, it's my brand, it's my stuff. I can do that. And like I said, I can do that as long as I'm, you know, it's paying for itself. And so far, I mean, like I've paid for the art. Like I mean, I've paid Nate Barch to print and make art for me and stuff like that. So it's, you know, it's mine, and I can do what I want with it. So, but yeah, man, we'll get you a shirt, brother.
I appreciate that, bro. That's really dope. I'm totally fine and open to buying one, but if you want to hook me up with one, that's cool too.
Yeah,
I know. That's awesome. One thing I was telling Steph is that I'm keeping log of everybody that I'm having on and everybody that I have on. Will hopefully be at Legion's Con. If not, I'll be sending them a care package. Me, Jade, and Matt, we're actually going to be putting together like a care package for each one of you guys, and hooking you guys up with a little something to include a shirt, some stickers, a couple other things that we're going to throw in there.
I'll do a gift exchange with you, bro. Like,
all right, yeah, we'll do this.
I'll give it to you. And you said I'm gonna cut you off because that's what I do, man. I'm just saying. You said you're in the Bay Area.
Yes, sir. I seen your area code. So, are you in the Valley?
I'm in the valley, man.
Ah, damn. So you're over by Matt. Matt's over in Manteca.
Oh, dude, I used to own a house in Manteca. Like,
So that's not too far away from me. I'm over in Redwood City.
oh, okay. I know
Yeah,
that area.
it's like about 15 minutes away from San Francisco.
Yeah, yeah, dude. You don't have to tell me where
Yeah.
Redwood City is, bro. I used to live in San Jose for 20
Oh,
years.
right down
And
the way.
then yeah, we used to go up to Redwood City and all that stuff. Man, I'll come visit you, bro. Like I'll come
I
give
didn't
it
know
to
that
you
you
and
were so
everything.
close. I thought you were more like, I don't know. I guess I just instantly thought that you were closer towards the Horsemen. I don't know why,
No,
but I
everybody
had no idea that you were in Cali.
no,
That's awesome.
everybody thinks, man, I'm friggin', I'm West
Huh.
Coast, bro. Like I live in Lodi.
Okay, yeah, I know exactly where that's at.
I used to own a house
Shirts
in
are gorgeous. Yes, they are.
thank you.
Spoiling people with care
There's
packages.
is
Yes,
that
yes,
Colin? Colin's awesome, man. Yeah, I used to own a house off of Yosemite and behind the bowling alley. I used to work in Manteca at a couple places in the bars and stuff in downtown.
Question for you. So,
Yeah.
sorry, listeners and viewers here. There's a little local talk here.
Yeah, man.
Did you ever hear of the Saddle Rack?
Bro, that was my neighbor.
Bro, well, I don't. There was one in San Jose. Did you ever go to the one in Fremont?
Yes,
I was the doorman for 6 years over there.
When? Because I worked there. I worked there.
No, you did?
Swear to God, man.
From 2013 to 2019 is when I left.
I was before that. Yeah. I swear to God, I worked there before you. Oh my God, dude.
Did you work with J-Dub or Dave?
That sounds familiar. I'm trying to remember now.
We'll catch up more off air.
Oh man.
But yeah, man.
So
I used to work security for them.
That's funny. Yeah. What's crazy? The guy that used to own that place was like a neighbor of mine.
Eric, West Coast Cabal.
That's right. Hey, we're working on that, man. But yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, that is hilarious. Yeah, I was only there for about a year. Because it was too far of a drive. I was living in Discovery Bay with my folks.
Oh, okay.
And I moved out there to like 2000, and then for I want to say like another like 10 years, I kept doing security and everything like that. I just got tired of it. And then once I met my wife, and I was like 30, 31, I was probably about your age. I was just like, I don't want to do this no more. Cause I've been,
dude, it takes a toll on your body. Getting into fights and shit like that. It honestly it catches up to you, and it takes a toll on your body. I mean, even if it's not necessarily like you're getting beat up, just the fact that you're getting into an altercation with somebody every night, week after week, that shit gets old.
It gets old real quick. And then I kept from there, I kept moving further out closer to my house so I could tolerate it. And then I had all my buddies that were living in Tracy and Manteca. That's when I worked in Manteca, and then also worked in Tracy. Once I got like stabbed a few times and this and that, I was like, no, I'm good. Yeah, it gets old real quick.
Oh, dude, nah, yeah, fuck all that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was like, it got to the point, and like, real quick, is like, my folks would come out and visit, and they'd come to like the random bars I worked at, and I'd let friends in, and the bar owners were like, "What's up with this dude?" And this, and I'm like, "Dude, that's my pops. He's cool." And he would be all drunk and like rubbing on women and this and that. Like once it got to the point where like I kicked my dad out of my own bar like 2 different times, and I'm just like, this is bad. Like this needs to stop. And then you see all kinds of crazy stuff, and after that, I'm like, no more. And then back then too was like, I think the last place I worked at was right off the freeway, and some of my buddies came out and they're just hanging out and just drinking and having fun. I'm just like, man, I'm just done. And
that's the other thing, man. Giving up your weekends, bro. Giving up your weekends to like work all that shit. That sucks.
Yeah, and then it was right around that time. I was like 30, maybe 31. It was like I met my wife, and I was working in Sacramento, and then I met my wife to go out to dinner with her a couple times, and even once like I went out to dinner. I went out to dinner. Oh, it was the dog.
Yeah.
I went out to dinner like once, and
Say hi, Loki.
somebody recognized me. They're like, "Man, where do I know you from?" And this, and I'm like, "Damn, I was done." So
Yeah.
that's funny
Okay.
though.
That's
Yeah,
hella
man.
funny, yeah. All right, go back to the geeky background check. My bad.
Yeah. No, I haven't.
We're two peas in a pod, bro. Because I'm the same way that we start talking about this, talking about that. Gaming, like it? You don't like it? What was your first console if you did do gaming?
So I'm old. So like I played Atari, all those old Pitfall games and everything else. I was a big like when the Atari did like I remember like when Atari came out playing Asteroids and Ping, the Pong and shit like that at my uncle's house when I was like probably my son's age, and then graduating up having like regular Nintendo playing like RC Pro-Am, and then my whole thing was once Tetris came out, like I was like that's all we ever played. And then that was like the video game that like my folks that are probably they were like my age and like Tetris came out, they would come play with us and interact and enjoy it. And then you'd get into like the 2-player mode and you're just battling each other but like
Back and forth, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Like if I'm pretty sure like if it got to the point like if I hadn't gotten like Ghost Rider tattooed on me, I would be all covered in like Tetris blocks all the way up and down my
dude. My mom was the like biggest Tetris fan. She loved Tetris. Like my mom isn't a big video game person, but that's one that she would always play.
That's the one game that like it kind of bridged the gap for adults, if you will, to like the kids, and the kids could play and win the high scores, and then the adults were like, "Oh, this is like a puzzle game," and it's like you gotta like pay attention, and then you're learning something new, and that kind of stuff. And then getting past like that, I was like Super Nintendo, and then I had a PlayStation 2 and stuff like that. And then after that, I just like I think once I got into my 20s, like I was like 19, 20, and I started working at bars and doing security because they're just like, "Hey, you're a big dude. Do you want to stay and do this?" And I'm like, I wouldn't, and nobody thought I was.
Anytime you're like 6 foot and over, hey, you're a big guy, right? You wanna do security? Come on, you want to do security, right?
Yeah, and I was like, here I am, like I'm 6 foot, like 240, and like they're like, "Hey, you're a big guy, and we want," and like, but I was like the big kid at like the arcades when like there used to be big old golf land and arcades in the area, right? Like, yeah, I mean, those golf land places that we all used to go to. And but I would go to golf land and like here I am like hunched over a game just like playing Street Fighter.
Yep.
And then like people would start yelling at each other and I'd be like, "Knock it off!" And and I'm like playing and I'm just like,
"Don't make me get off this fucking game."
Oh yeah. And then so like I got hired. Like one of my first security jobs ever is I got hired back when they had like nickel arcades, like all the big nickel arcades in the area. Mm-hmm. And like the guy that owned the place, he's like, "Dude, like you're a big dude, this and that." He's like, "You want a job?" I was like 19, maybe 20, probably going to be 20. And he like looks over, he's like, I'll pay you like, I was like $8 an hour. And he's like, "I need you to pick up that big bucket of nickels and take it to the back." And this is one of those like wash tub 50-gallon tubs. Like it's like a 25, 50-gallon tub. And it's got like rope handles
like
on
100 and something pounds at least.
Oh, it was like 200-300 pounds. And it's like full of nickels almost to the top. And it's like, he's like, "Pick that up or drag it to the back. And then I need to put it in the change machine so we can dump it in later." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay." He's like, I'll pay you for the night and this and that." And he's just like, "I'll pay you like $50 every night you show up." And I'm just like,
shit.
I'm like, "That's cool." I'm like, "Can I get like free games? And if my buddies show up, can we play?" He's like, "As long as you tell people to stop kicking my machines." I go over and I grab this thing and I just pick it up and I walk to the back, and this little like, I want to say I don't know if he was like a little Jewish dude or whatever, but he was the nicest dude in the world. He's just like, his eyes got like this big, and he looked at me like, oh, like, holy shit! Like I just picked it up, walked to the
just
back,
like nothing.
and I set it down. And I come back, I'm like, what else? He's like, just hang out behind the counter, and I'm gonna go count money. And I'm like, this is cool. I'll get paid to do it.
I'll get paid to chill.
Yeah. So and for years, like that's like the video game stuff I would do was just the big arcade stuff. And after like PlayStation, I didn't keep up after it. All my buddies were gamers, and I just couldn't, like, I was working all the time. I had like 3 different jobs, and you know, I'd work all day. I'd work all day, work at night doing, you know, security, and then, you know, working at bars and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's just, and I like stand-up arcade games and pinball. My wife and I go to like the pinball festivals and stuff that are local. We like, you know, that kind of stuff. Even out by you, we want to go out by you where the big like pinball museum is, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, because what you call it? Basically, like same as you, like from like my 20s, just up until like probably a couple of years ago, there was a solid 10 years that I didn't really game like I used to. It's one thing when you're younger and you're going to school and you don't have work, but when you're working 2 jobs and then you have kids and all that stuff, and you got to be responsible adult, you know, gaming just isn't in the cards. So, but now my kids they're older now, and they're at the point where they're playing games with me, and sometimes I whoop my ass, sometimes I whoop their ass, you know, and it's just fun now, and it's to a point where we could all have fun on the games together.
How old are your kids?
14 and 11. Yes, 11. I was like, I better not get that wrong. My daughter's sitting right there.
See, my son's. Yeah. See, I had my son later, right around the time your age, and my wife and I, we have our son, and so he's 8, going on 9 almost, and now he plays the, what do you call it, like the Nintendo Switch, and he's always running out here. He's like, "Daddy, check out my monster truck game," and I'm just like suddenly I turned into my dad from like 40 years ago. I'm just like,
how do you play this thing?
Like, he hands it to me, and I'm just like, it's like, okay. And then he's playing like Super Mario and this, and I'm thinking like Super Mario. Like, I played Super Mario when it was like Mario,
the old school side scroller.
He was like the Plumber Brothers, and you would just jump up like Donkey Kong. And now my son's like coming in, he's like, "Oh, you got to throw the hat, and it'll land on the guy, and it'll attack the other guy." And I'm just like, okay, I don't know. So,
all right, bro. I have to go. It was fun. Nice to meet you, Gil. Walter, it's always a pleasure. CABAL.
Thanks, man.
Above all. Thank you for stopping by, Edgardo. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you for hanging out, man. That's funny. Yeah, man, you guys got to come out my way and come hang out, have a barbecue, and have barbecue out in my area, and play video games and dork out. I'll show you my home.
Well, we all going to meet up, and then maybe we could get my co-host Matt involved, because like he's more closer to your area and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll figure out a time we can do that, man. That'd be awesome. Yeah. I'll bring you guys a bunch of shirts and stickers and all that stuff.
Hell yeah. Have you ever heard, just side question, right? Have you ever heard of Comic and Figure Addicts over in Union City in the Bay Area?
That sounds familiar.
It's like one of the more like well-known comic shops in the Bay Area. Anyways, he's a buddy, and I've been cool with him for like, I don't know, 5-6 years now. And I mainly just go to him for like my figures and comics and this and that. And he was actually like one of our co-hosts on the show. Oh, okay. He goes around to like all the cons, so like all the cons your way and stuff like that. He goes to all the time, like Stockton Con and all that other stuff. So I don't know if you ever go over there, but you probably see him all the time over there too.
I'm sure. See, my whole thing is like I'm terrible with names, but I'm better on like faces.
Yes,
I'm better with faces.
I feel you.
for it just comes with that work type of mentality where you see somebody, you recognize them, and you're just like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Gil?"
Walter Con coming soon to Cali. Yeah, Walter's gonna gather up all the West Coast dudes.
It's being all gonna get together. I'm talking with people.
All the local cats.
we're in talks about stuff like that. I am trying to do something. So
You can include me and Matt Major Reaction. We're down.
yeah, it's just a matter
Since
of
we're close enough.
it's just a matter of like getting it the details ironed out to where like I need to be at the right place and have people come in to where it layers on where
Coordinate everything.
yeah, it's like any startup thing. You start something, you're like, is this gonna work? Will it draw the people? And then I've got to more or less like
If you make it, they will come.
yes. Yes.
Feel the dream side.
If you make it, they will come. And that's the thing is like if I make it, they will come and they know that I'm gonna be there. And it's just a matter of it's just a matter of bringing the rest of the country over too. So
yeah, that's the thing, right?
And I think it might work. So it's just a matter of getting to it and getting there. So it's in the works. That's all I can say so far right now. I'm in the talks, but there's no guarantee yet. So
definitely. And I would definitely say, man, you definitely do pass the geeky background check with flying colors.
yeah.
So yeah, without a doubt. So just real quick, like, would you have any tips, tricks, any suggestions for a first-time person going over to the East Coast and what to expect at Legion Con? Like a little,
Oh man.
quick little thing for them.
It's just go there open-minded. Like, I mean, if you've never been, it's a fun place. There's a ton of great people. There's lots of nice people. There's a lot of things out there that are relatable to the West Coast, the Midwest, the Central Coast. So there's no difference in my opinion, other than people talk funny on the East Coast. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everyone's like, "Hey man, you want a beer and this, whatever." I don't even know how the hell they sound, but it's just they just like they sound funny to me, like
that East Coast.
I'm just someone will,
accent.
Hey, you want to pop, and I'm just like, what the hell did you just say to me? And and it's one of those things like I love making fun of Jeremy for it because he'll sit there and talk to me, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell you just said to me, dude. He's like,
I've had people say like, "Oh, I went to Wawa's." I'm like, "What the fuck is a Wawa?"
Yeah.
Or something about like Ollie's. I'm like, "What the fuck is a Ollie's, bro? I don't know what the fuck that shit is." I'm like, we don't have that over here.
Oh man, and I get I go out there, I stick out like a sore thumb, and like I'll ask for something, and I'm sitting there just rambling on like I do, and I'll go somewhere and like waitresses and people are behind a register or whatever, they're like looking at me just like, "You're not from around here," and I'm like, "Hell no!" I'm like, and then it doesn't help either that when I go out there, like the first day or so, like I'm delirious and exhausted, and I've been up for like 2 days, and I'm just like, hey, I need me a Coke. And they're just like, and I'm like, no, dude, I'm not, no. I'm like, I need a Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those goofy things. I'm just like, no. Like, no. I just need a soda. Do you have a Coca-Cola? I need a Dr. Pepper. They're like, oh, okay, man. Hang on a second. Let me go get you a Coke. Yeah.
That's funny.
But it's cool though. Everyone out there is like super nice, and it's silly too. Like the other thing I try to tell people out there, it's like, I mean, from like my house to like your house is probably like 2 hours. Like at best, it's like 2 hours away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if we're lucky without traffic, maybe on the weekend. Just like I went to go visit Peter down in San Jose, and I jumped on my bike. What's that?
Oh, he was saying like East Coast people, like when they ask what's frankincense, and like you would only know that if you're over here, like on the West Coast.
Yeah, that's like going to heaven, But like I went and jumped on my bike one day, ran down to the Bay Area, hung out with somebody, and then drove home. And it was like 6 hours round trip. 6 hours round trip. Out there, if you drive like an hour or two in one direction, you're in like two different states.
Yeah.
Like you go to New Jersey, you drive
I've
out
seen that.
like
They're all like fucking hella tiny. I'm like, yo, all these fucking states combined are like still smaller than fucking Cali.
yeah. I'm like, I've told people, I'm like, dude, like I go visit somebody, like I'll drive up to Sacramento, it's like an hour away.
Yep.
You know, it's not just down the street. Like you go up there and then you get up into the traffic in the area. It's like going into any major city out there. But out there, it's super dense. It's super. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of states. But it's. I joke to people. I said, it's different to go see somebody and drive somewhere. And you go to like, you know, you fly into New Jersey. You take a cab, Uber, whatever, or have your buddies pick you up and you know, you drive 30 minutes and you're driving by all these like crazy, like historical landmarks and things that you might like, dude, like there's like the New York, like skyline, you know, you fly into like Sacramento around here, you're driving for like an hour, you see like farmland.
Yeah.
Like you don't see squat.
And you smell it a lot sooner than you fucking see it too.
Yeah. Like you're driving through like, you're driving south and there's just like nothing but like cattle and dairy. And then if you fly into like the Bay Area, like you're like, oh, okay. And it's still like, there's the valley and you drive around for an hour. You've been in traffic and all you did was drive from like San Jose to like, you know, Palo Alto. And like, you didn't see shit. You didn't see shit other
didn't see nothing other than
oh,
the freeway.
you're like, hey,
That's
look
it.
there's the Apple building.
Yeah.
Yay. Like,
and Facebook, there goes Facebook.
and, there's Facebook. Where's Zuckerberg? You know? Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's not even relatable. And the same thing, like the times I've told people, what do you call it? You fly down south and or you drive down south and you go like you drive through LA and everything. You drive by Disneyland and like 2 exits and then there's nothing else to look at. So
Exactly.
but yeah, it's cool going back east and everybody's like I said, everybody's super nice. The horsemen are super nice. All my friends and people that I get, I'm lucky enough to go visit and see. And they're like, everybody wants to go and take you somewhere and hang out and do this and do that. And you're just like, man, I'm here for like 2 days. Like, you know, but the Legions Con part of it, I come in on Thursday morning. So I have like Thursday till like Sunday. So I have a few days of like being there, but the whole time, you know, I got like intern for a day. I'm hanging out with everybody and G-Con. Then it's Legions Con for 2 days. And it's 2 days now instead of like the Toy Con. Because Toy Con used to be like, you'd go to Toy Con. I get to hang out with Joe and his family and, you know, set up for the booth. And I'd run around and shake hands and, you know, say hi to everybody. And we'd sell like tons and tons of figures and everybody show up. And then Legions Con would happen, and then there would be like 500 people show up. It's like a whirlwind blur, but it's cool though. Everyone's super nice. So.
Matt is asking, are you flying out to RetroCon?
Yeah, I'm gonna be at RetroCon. Yeah, I'm gonna be in Philadelphia in 2 weeks.
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to go to that. I'm only going because it's one of those like RetroCon like. They haven't really done, and not every like we're promoting it and excited to go, and then they have the 2 other shows and like what do you call it? Brad and Mike are going to do like a show demo, hang out with people in Ohio, and then Nate's going to do a show in Utah, and he's going to have stuff there and have his art and everything else. But RetroCon, like all the guys are going to be there, and I'm going to be there. Jeremy's not going to be able to make it, unfortunately, but that's the cool part. Like I'll be there, and we're going to have a lot of people show up for that. And then I'm lucky too is I'm going to go visit and hang out with Anthony Halseal and his family, and Steve Bisciotti, Mark Halseal, Greg, Big G's coming out. Dude, I mean, it's going to be like a big little sleepover party and like a bunch of kids like hanging out at the house, like.
That's what it seems like, and that's what I kind of like gather from all these things. Like you mentioned that you're getting out there Thursday morning,
Legions
for Legions Con. Me and Matt are doing the same. We're getting into New Jersey around Thursday.
Okay,
because we're gonna meet up with a couple of people. We're meeting up with Stefan. We're meeting up with what you call it. I don't know if you know Dope Toys NY, Mark DeRosa. He's in the Cabal. He's been a collector for a few years. We're meeting up with him. He's in New York.
Okay.
A couple other guys that are from Jersey. Just guys that like are listeners and interactors and like toy photographers that we've been collabing and doing things throughout the past couple of years. So we're just going to meet up with a couple of those guys, and everyone's going to get together and hang out at Legion's Con. So like awesome, you said, it's just going to be like one of those things for the community, with the community.
Let me know when you get there, man.
Yeah, I'll definitely shoot. I mean, I got your number now. I'll shoot you a text.
Yeah,
when I get in.
So, and then part of Legion's Con too, there's going to be. I mean, I can't reveal some of the other stuff that's going to happen. Yeah, that's Jeremy. That's Jeremy's responsibility. But like, I know that we're going to have like a big hangout with a lot of different people because there's so many people coming out from like all over the country and the world. There's people coming in from Spain and Sweden and England.
I've heard.
I mean, all over the United States. I heard. God,
like Seba's going, right? What you call it?
I'm not 100% sure on that one still. But Seba was talking about going, and I think he's coming, but I'm not 100% sure on that one.
If he does, that's definitely somebody that I want to meet because like amazing person, person. Yeah,
he's such a nice kid. I mean, dude, he's one of the guys that he sculpted my ugly goofy ass as like a tribute to me and thank you. And I'm like there's like 8 sculpts of me and
that's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I just gotta say that's fucking awesome.
I've got like it's like the size of a beer can almost. Like I've got a head sculpted by Seba from me that they 3D printed out, you know. That
hopefully
they gave
I can meet you, bro.
They came out to me last year. Eric's cool as hell, man. Like you want to hang out with somebody and have fun. Eric is somebody to have fun with.
Yeah, Eric. Like I said, I'll be getting into town Thursday. I'm staying at La Quinta, where the venue. So I'm staying there. It's going to be too. Me, Matt, Jade, and then one of my other buddies, Seth. The 4 of us. We're going to be staying there at the hotel, and then we got a couple other buddies that we're going to hang out with that are going to meet us over there at the hotel.
Well, definitely let me know. And then the other thing too is, so we got a place reserved on, I forget the exact date, but I think it's Friday. But we're taking over like a whole restaurant bar. Like,
I think Jeremy was saying that it's like right across the place, so right? Like right across the street or some shit like that.
So Jeremy has a place too. Jeremy's going to be doing something at one place, and then Ishwar and myself, we have another place that's just close by because there's just so many people, and it's just a matter of just like there's different I think like 3 days where there's going to be like people. I mean, I know people that are getting there like Tuesday, and they're just getting there early and they have that time off.
Santos Rivera says, "Hi Walter, looking forward to seeing you at the next show."
Thanks, man. Like that's gonna be awesome, bro.
Thank you for stopping by.
But there's gonna be stuff from like I know people that are getting in like on Tuesday. They're gonna be hanging out in the area. Yeah, bro. Like
that's hardcore. Like Comic-Con. That's like Comic-Con status.
Dude, it's
that's like, legit like San Diego Comic-Con status. Getting there a couple days early and everything like that. At that point, yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
I know guys that are. I mean, like Emil's coming in early and he's driving back with Steve and everybody.
Emil, I cannot wait to meet him. I got him lined up for the show in a couple of weeks. Cool. So I'm gonna have him on. We're gonna shoot something like really early in the morning our time, but it's gonna be like I don't know, like afternoon time for him.
Nicest dude. I text him every once in a while the dumbest stuff. And I'll send him like I send him like images and stuff, and I'm like, hey, this is what's working, this is do that.
Toy Culprits getting in Wednesday afternoon. Can't wait. Damn.
Yeah, really? Colin's hanging out with me a couple
after party Legion's Con hangouts are legendary. That's the other thing, man. I've been hearing Eric's about hanging out with us. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm honestly like ecstatic.
I'm telling you, man. Like we have fun, and like we got our place reserved. That's basically it's like it's like it's if you show up, have fun, do your own thing. It's a good place. The service is great. The food's good. It's like I'm not paying for none of it. It's just we reserved it to where it's like you show up. If you order what you order, you're happy and you get it. There's no like pre-planned or anything. It's a good place that we're reserved, and we're expecting
See you
like
there,
50.
Dave.
Yeah, we're expecting there like 50 to 100 people. Yeah, Dave's gonna be there.
I'll stop by, bro. I'll definitely stop by. I know that Jeremy told us to text him Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
To let him know so he could get it so we could go in well, he said it's going to be like a preview night for us.
Yes.
But just like setup, he said that he would like us to come in for setup and film setup, talk to a couple of the creators, the creatives and whatnot. So me and my crew are going to go in there, and then if you're going to be there, bro, we'll link up with you and hang out with you.
I'm at all that stuff. I'm on the payroll, bro. Like
we'll see
just,
you there.
You
bro.
just have to let us know, and I'm pretty sure what's gonna happen. Like Friday night, it's gonna be like everybody sets up and hang out, but then it's gonna be like everybody come in and just look at what's set up. You can't touch it. You can't touch it. You can't buy it.
Yeah,
come in and hang out for a minute, and then Jeremy will be like, "Okay, everybody get out and we'll see you tomorrow." And it'll be exciting. Like there's gonna be there's stuff that's gonna be revealed and new stuff and new items and oh man, like it's exciting.
Jeremy was saying he's like, he goes, just don't release anything until we actually open up. And I was like, absolutely. I was like, absolutely, bro.
That's the hardest part.
That's what I told him. I was like, we'll see it all. We'll look at it. We'll be geeking out about it. Just amongst ourselves, like in the room and shit like that, and with each other that are there. But I was like, you got my word. You have my word. We will not, do anything, say anything.
We just won't tell Jeremy what's going on.
Right? I was like, I'll keep quiet about it, bro. I promise you. I was like,
we just won't tell Jeremy. That's what it.
Setup night is going to be a blast itself. Yes, yeah. I'm sure it will be.
You got to figure like the setup night Friday is going to be hilarious because there's probably going to be like a legit 100 people there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That are just
all the
vendors
stuff up. And everything. Yeah.
And everybody, like I said, everybody's coming from all over the place. Guys like Eric and Colin and they're super great guys. They're going to come there. We're all going to like, hey man, you need help, you need this, and we're all going to be doing our own thing and setting stuff up. And then everyone's gonna be excited, and we're all gonna be coming over and be like, "Oh, dude, what do you got there?" And
yeah, exactly.
And then talking, and then like I said, we'll be able to hang out with everybody and do all that stuff. And it'll be cool because it'll be like a little bit later after the G-Con intern for a day thing. So it'll be like. I can't even explain it. It's crazy because like when all the reveal stuff happens, and then the new stuff happens. Like I've been in those videos a couple times now, and done help with the reveals and posted stuff. Your eyes are sitting there, your mouth's like this big, you're blown away, and then it's all that stuff that you're like, dude, I don't think I got enough money for all the stuff I want,
Yeah, that's every single time, man. That's
every time.
I'm just like, holy shit. I'm like, now I got to start selling off some shit or just stashing some money. Like, $50 here, $50 there. And
they're like, how much overtime do I got to? Me, I was just like, forget it. I'm going to just work hard. I'm going to just work for the company. I'm determined to work for the company. So that way,
you do, man. That's how you
that
do
way
it.
I can figure this out and I don't have to
You don't
pay
got to
for
pay
it.
me, but give me a case of figures, please.
That's how it worked for the last several years, man. I was just like, I'm like, I can't afford all this, but if I just work and they'll give it to me now, that's perfect.
My salary is a case of each, please.
That's all I wanted, man. That's all. I was super happy with that.
Yeah.
But it'll be cool though. You like definitely like a lot of guys are like I said. It won't be nothing personal, if like I can't hang out with you for like the whole time, but it'll be like you're there. I'll be like, no, Gil, come over here, man. And it'll be fun. And you'll be blown away, bro. It's so many nice people. I can't say that enough. Lots of talented people, lots of great artists, lots of great people, lots of interesting things. You got to almost like just try to, like, that's why I joke, and I've told Colin this, and love to hang out with him and Greg, because we just have our drinks, and they have a smoke, and we're all just trying to relax and take it all in, because it is like sensory overload, man.
I'm sure
it's just so much going on. You can't take it all in. So
my bucket list is to make it on this year's GCon live stream. All right.
all
right.
Well, I'll talk to somebody about that.
I gotta say, like, from what I'm gathering is bring a positive attitude.
Oh yeah.
Positive attitude. Be open-minded.
Yeah.
Bring some money.
Oh, dude.
Be ready to have some fun.
Oh yeah.
And then come to eat some good food and have some drinks. So about 6 things roughly.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. I would probably throw in there too is find those people that you on your list of like that 7th thing way over here. We're just like who do you like want to meet and hang out with and talk to? So
yeah.
No.
So all right, well that'll be a good thing. Another thing, I know that I'm going to be helping out Steph with his booth and whatnot. So I'll be, like I said, I'll be there. Listeners, followers, viewers, all that good stuff. Please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all that stuff.
Heck yeah.
Hopefully I get to see everybody over there at LegionsCon. That'll be amazing. Walter, I appreciate you coming on, brother, and giving me some of your time. I appreciate it.
Oh, I loved hanging out and talking with you, man. And even more so now, man. I know where you're not too far from me.
You're just right down the street.
Like, well, not down the street, but like within 2 hours like that. That's
hours.
Gonna like 2
bad.
hours. That's not bad, man. Like you guys, now that the weather's cooling back down, if you guys get bored,
bro hugs. All right, Eric. Yes, sir.
Now that the weather's getting cooler, like, man, you guys are more than welcome. We'll come out. You come out barbecue or something. We sit there and have a Legion's Con at my house.
Hell yeah, let's do it. I'll come over with some carne asada, dude.
Oh, dude, you don't even have to do that. Like, I got all the hookups in this area, brother.
All right. Do you want to do any shout outs and whatnot before we sign out?
I'm just thanks for everybody and thankful for having me come on the show, bro. Like I said, I'll get you guys some shirts and stickers and everything, and it's been fun, man. Like I can't wait to meet you in person now that I know you live closer,
Hell yeah.
So yeah, and then obviously, like anything, just it's cool to have everybody over and in the group, and I'm having a great time, and it's definitely gonna be fun, man. If you guys can make it out to LegionsCon, that's gonna be great. See you at RetroCon,
later,
all that kind of stuff. So
all right.
It's classic. Just I'm super happy and thankful, man. I'm gonna cook dinner here in about 2 seconds.
All right, guys. Again, my name is Gil, Black Hole Comics. My co-host Jade, you can follow him over at JRuToys on Instagram, and Matt, you can follow him at major_reaction_IG on Instagram. And until next time, make sure to stay geeked up and geek out.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Cabal above all.
That's right.